to everyone. Today's personality is Joseph Rainey. Born enslaved, Joseph Rainey was the first African American to serve in the U.S. House of Representatives, the first to preside over the House, and the longest-serving black lawmaker in Congress during Reconstruction. Like many other representatives of the time, Rainey introduced few bills, but he was one of the House's most able debaters and worked tirelessly in committee. Please subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon before we begin to ensure that you never miss a video. Birth: on June 21, 1832, Joseph Hayne Rainey was born in Georgetown, South Carolina, a seaside town surrounded by low-country rice plantations. Much of his early life is difficult to document. Although his parents were enslaved, his father, Edward L. Rainey, was allowed to work as a barber and keep a portion of his earnings. In the early 1840s, he used that money to buy his family's freedom. Education: South Carolina barred African Americans from attending school, and Joseph Rainey never received a formal education. Rainey learned his father's trade and, by the 1850s, was working as a barber at Charleston's exclusive Mills House Hotel. Early work experience: the Confederate Army compelled Rainey to build Charleston's defenses when the Civil War broke out in 1861. As a Confederate blockade runner that smuggled supplies through the Union Navy's maritime blockade of the South. He also served as a ship steward. Bermuda, a self-governing British colony in the Atlantic that had outlawed slavery in 1834, was where Rainey and his wife managed to flee in 1862. The Raineys capitalized on Bermuda's booming economy, fueled by the lucrative blockade running industry. The Rainey family resided in St. George's and Hamilton, respectively, where Joseph established a successful barber shop and Susan Rainey established a dress shop. After the Civil War ended in 1866, the Rainey family moved back to the country and settled in Charleston before relocating to Georgetown the following year. Rainey served as a representative of Georgetown on the Central Committee of the State Republican Party, which he helped found. He served as a delegate to the State Constitutional Convention in 1868 and was elected to the State Senate the following year, where he served as chairman of the Finance Committee. Representative Benjamin F. Whittemore resigned from his position representing northeastern South Carolina in February 1870 after being charged with selling appointments to American military academies. For the remainder of the 41st Congress and a full term in the 42nd Congress, the Republican Party nominated Rainey. With 63% of the vote on October 19, 1870, Rainey defeated Democrat C.W. Dudley to win the full term. He won the special election to fill the vacant seat for the remainder of the 41st Congress on November 8 by defeating Dudley once more and receiving more than 86% of the vote. Major contributions: throughout his career, Rainey worked to strengthen legal safeguards for what he called human rights. Rainey's broad vision of human rights included civil and political rights and economic rights for workers, immigrants, and formerly enslaved people, among others. He backed Native American tribes' sovereignty and urged the U.S. government to uphold treaties. He praised immigrants and opposed legislation limiting Chinese laborers' rights in the workplace. He also worked to protect African Americans' economic interests, particularly in the South. Following the Civil War, for example, the federal government established the Freedmen's Bank to assist formerly enslaved families in building wealth. But the bank failed in 1874 as one of many African Americans who had deposited money with the new financial institution. Rainey knew the long-term ramifications of the bank's collapse. He successfully argued against a measure intended to limit oversight of the bank's remaining assets. Rainey also served on the House Select Committee charged with determining the cause of the bank's failure and assisted depositors in recovering their funds, albeit with limited success. Life after public job. When Rainey left Congress, Republicans nominated him for the Clerk of the United States House of Representatives position, but the Democratic majority in the 46th Congress chose a different candidate. Rainey was appointed as a special agent of the United States Treasury Department in South Carolina in 1879. In 1881, he established a brokerage and banking firm in Washington but failed 5 years later. Rainey managed a wood and coal business with a partner before returning to Georgetown, South Carolina, where he died on August 1, 1887. This is the story of one of America's early black Republican leaders. He is an important part of American history, the Republican Party, and the history of black American politics. If you like this video and want to learn more about history, Please like and subscribe to this channel, share it with your friends, and press the bell icon to be notified. Thank you.